Hello students, today I am going to explain electrolytic refining of metals. Page number 15 and in volume 1 it's given. Electrolytic refining process which is used to refine the metals like copper, zinc and silver. Generally in a electrolysis process, in the electrolytic cell contains anode, cathode and an electrolyte. Here the anode is made up of impure metal and cathode is made up of pure metal, and the electrolytic solution is the aqueous salt solution of metal to be refined. So here look at this picture. In this it's very clear. Cathode is a thin sheet of metal, whereas anode is the impure metal. So that is the largest sized one, whereas it's going on decreasing its size. And in the cathode, the metal ions or deposits, that also it is clearly given. And near the anode, the impurities are settled down. Therefore, it is called as anode mud. Which are the impurities? Less electropositive impurities. If it is present along the metal, then that is settled near the anode. Therefore, it is called as anode mud. What is the reaction takes place at anode during the electrolysis process? The metal from the impure metal from the anode, it loses the electron and it converts into metal ions. At the same time, the metal ions, whatever is released from the anode, that is passing into the electrolytic solution, and the electrolytic solution, the same number of metal ions is migrated towards the cathode and it deposits there. Here you see the cathode reaction. The metal ions from the electrolytic solution, it gains the electron and it converts into the solid form of metal. So this is the basic concept used in the electrolytic refining of or electrolysis process of metal. And look at this picture. So I am going to explain the electrolytic refining of silver that is given in your textbook. So here look at this picture. So in this picture, the anode is made up of impure silver and cathode is made up of pure silver. And the electrolytic solution is the acidified aqueous silver nitrate solution is taken as the electrolytic solution. During this process, so from the anode, the silver metal, it loses one electron and it converts into silver ion, and it is passing into the electrolytic solution silver nitrate. From the silver nitrate solution, the same number of one silver ion, it is migrated towards the cathode and it deposits there by gaining one electron and it converts into the silver metal. Therefore, at anode reaction, the silver it converts into silver ion and one electron is given, and at cathode the silver ion it gains one electron and it converts into silver. Now, next method is the vapor phase method. In this method, the metal, impure metal, that is mixed with a suitable reagent and it forms a volatile compound. This is the basic principle which is used in the vapor phase method. In the vapor phase method, there are two processes are given in your syllabus. One is Mons process and another one is Van Arkel process. The Mons process, by this method, nickel can be purified. Nickel, the impure nickel is mixed with a stream of carbon monoxide at the temperature of 350 Kelvin. Initially, it forms a volatile compound that is unstable. That compound undergoes decomposition at the temperature of 460 Kelvin and it gives pure nickel and 4 molecules of carbon monoxide. The volatile compound, whatever it is formed, that is called as the nickel tetracarbon, that is the unstable compound. Similarly, the Van Arkel method, that is the second process in the vapor phase method. By this method, zirconium and titanium can be refined. Titanium Ti, zirconium Zr. And here the impure form of titanium, that is mixed with the iodine at the temperature of 550 Kelvin. Initially it forms a volatile compound, that is titanium tetraiodide, that is heated at very high temperature of 1800 Kelvin and passing over the tungsten filament. it gives. Otherwise it is decomposed. Titanium tetraiodide is decomposed to form pure titanium and iodine. Yes. Okay. So this is the van Arkel method. So van Arkel method and Mons process are the vapor phase method only. Now the last is the zone refining process. Actually this process which is used for refining the semiconductors like silicon, tellurium and germanium, because these three are the semiconductors which act as the semiconductors. And this process, it takes place at inert gas atmosphere, because at inert gas atmosphere only, if the process takes place, then only it prevents the oxidation of the metal. Look at this picture which is used in the zone refining. Of course it is not given in your textbook, just you go through this one. And here the impure metal bar is taken. Impure metal bar is taken, and one circular movable induction coil heater is moving from one end to the other end of the metal bar. If it starts from one end to the other end, slowly the metal starts to melt. And one more basic principle is used in this case. The impurities are more soluble in the molten form of metal than in its solid state. And here you see in this picture it is very clear. Now the heater is in the center. It means the heater already it is moved from this end to this much portion. Therefore, whatever the molten form of the metal, that is recrystallized and it is free from impurities, this portion. And in the center portion you see, so that is the heater is along this portion, and here the molten zone of the metal with the impurities are there. But as just now I told you, the impurities are more soluble in the molten form of the metal. Therefore, when the heater is moving away from the one end to another end, the impurities also moving along the induction coil heater, and it forms as a small layer in the center of the induction coil heater, and therefore in the left side the metal crystallization of the metal takes place, and the right side the impure metal bar is left out. Similarly, the complete process is repeated for so many times, so until the impurities are removed, as it forms a molten zone in the center of the induction coil heater. So this is another one important refining process. It is known as zone refining. That's all.